that precious.
The video ready.
What are you doing for? Okay. Wow. I guess there's not a whole lot to talk about today. 5.
We'll figure something out.
5.
4.
4.
3.
2.
And 1.
1.
Hello world is a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, bienvenue, welcome to the happy hour.
Damn it.
What?
You forgot to set us.
Okay. My name's David Auger. Welcome back, Happy Hour listeners. You can find me at Glaucus123 on Twitter. I'll explain what that means to Veronica in a bit because I forgot to answer you like 5 days ago.
I know. Well, you had a good excuse.
I had a lot of shit to do this weekend. I'm joined, as always, by Beth.
Hello, I'm at HIVRHYT on Twitter, and this week I'm wearing a forest green Taylor Swift sweatshirt.
Oh, fantastic. I don't
not
think
wearing
that's
any hat before.
forest green.
I thought you were going to say, I'm not wearing anything else. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No, I have shorts on. I'm not showing them because people would get Twitter pated.
Is that...
luxurious, luscious legs. I don't know, my legs. I have nice legs, I think.
Is that...
No, we're just heads.
Is that
and
a-
shoulders.
Is that a black sweater that says green forest?
No, it's green. It's green. It's just dark right here, but it's a green sweater. And then
Oh, yeah, I
it
can
has-
sort of see now.
And then it has Taylor Swift lyrics on it.
That looks blacker than the inside of a coffin.
I can
It's
sort
green.
of see it.
It's green. I just listen. Like the light in my room is behind my green screen, and then I just have this ring light here.
You're okay. You have a green sweatshirt on. That's
Yeah.
not at all affected with the green screen behind you.
Because it's a
Good
dark
point.
green. My green screen is lime green.
I'm joined as always by Veronica.
Yeah. I'm at CHILE_Pepper on all the platforms.
And we're the Happy Hour at Happy Hour on Twitter.com, Happy Hour Pod on Instagram, happyhour.com, the website, and YouTube's website, youtube.com/Happy Hour. What a weekend it was for the Habs. Ha ha. Okay, let's start with the bad news. They
Jesus
went up against the
Christ.
Florida Panthers. And for anybody that watches hockey only for the draft, this is a nightmare scenario. You don't know what team you want to lose more, the Habs or the Panthers, because we have the Panthers' first round pick in this year's draft that's coming up in 2023. For all those that watch hockey only for the draft, only, it's like getting a job just to get a tax return. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. I just don't like. You just want to.
At that point, it's like, I mean, look, who are we to talk? We're a podcast, right? But it's kind of just like, it's just a hobby. It's just basically like fantasy, everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
And
pretending
no
I'm GM. I'm
control over
pretending
it.
it's my team. I'm pretending I'm managing the cap. Da 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 da.
It's just.
And it's kind of like, but you also have a job, right?
I don't get it. I don't get. Oh, I'm rooting for the future of the team. Well, the guy that you hated for a decade got him closer to the cup than anybody else has had in 2 decades. You
Literally.
don't know anything. You are dumb as shit. Nobody in the organization talks to you. It just doesn't fucking matter. My fucking God. This whole point's going to be summed up more after this particular thing that we're talking about. The curse of the jerseys is real. It is
100%.
real. Any journalist or big head dude or somebody that pays for a subscription on Twitter are wrong when they say it ain't the jerseys. It's the jerseys. It's the jerseys. Winning with the nurse scrubs will be a miracle this season. A miracle.
Hey, but Gallo said that apparently they did.
When?
I don't know. That's exactly my question.
Last season they did.
They didn't play with the baby blues last season.
Yeah, but they had the retros.
Oh, the reverse retros.
Yeah. I mean, they're,
Okay, well, I'm talking about those pajamas.
yeah, the pajamas, no. The pajamas they haven't won with.
No.
But Jesus Christ. So, game against the Panthers last Thursday. It was a colossal. Well, hey, first period, no goals. That's pretty nice. Very nice, actually. Wait. Oh, now I remember this game. This was the
totally
game
don't
with the
remember it at all.
incredible officiating. A smorgasbord of incredible stuff from the officials, whom we cannot ever say anything against in any way, shape, or form, because what they say is right, it is correct, and my God, did that game get ugly. Of all the teams to now have a bloodletting with, has to be the fucking Florida Panthers?
Yeah.
My God. The Panthers score 4 power play goals in the second period. And that wasn't even all the goals scored. They scored 5 goals in the second period because of a wealth of penalties that happened to both teams. However, the Habs, being who they are, did not do all that well on the penalty kill against the Cats. So, Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett, Matthew Tkachuk, Giovanni Smith, Tkachuk again. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane stuff. And Beth's having internet troubles, and that I'm going to clock that at 6:40 of the thing here that I have to write down somewhere now. There, I'm going to forget what that is now.
Are we still
Yep.
doing?
So moving on with that,
Well, wasn't it that game too that there was a goal on Montembeault that St. Louis challenged?
yes, and that
Because
started
the guy took his foot out of the fucking play.
that started everything. And the whole blah, blah, blah with that was that the puck was already past Montembeault before he even moved, which I guess it was. I mean, you could say that was it Tkachuk or whoever was in front of him, the Panthers player that was in the that had a foot in the crease. But that whole foot in the crease rule, I think that got changed at some point, maybe because that was the whole big thing when Dallas and Buffalo had their cup final in like fucking 2008 or whenever it was. I don't remember, like way back. And a goal was allowed in overtime that pretty much shut down the Sabres' run to their first cup ever, I think. Was that like in the 90s? Oh my God, that was way back. Trying to remember.
90s. I was actually thinking of that today because I started watching that 90s show.
Oh, I hear that's terrible.
It's so bad.
Yeah. Well, it's not like the 70s show was that better. I remember people.
I'm sure you. I think I told you the story, eh?
I don't like sitcoms in general, so I'm kind of like I'm gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings right now. But like Two Broke Girls, no.
No, me neither.
How I Met Your Mother, nope.
I enjoyed that one.
The one with the nerds, don't like it.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's the fucking
Yeah.
the Big Bang.
Big Bang,
No.
Bang, yeah.
No, absolutely. Like I know nerds. I am one.
Yeah.
They don't act like this. Like
No,
they follow
they
me
don't.
around with a camera. That's as nerdy as it get, and it'd be pretty wild. Anyway,
So when Max was
Go ahead.
a wee baby, because he was just a baby when my baby was born, when Sophia was born.
little
So
baby.
we would get up. I would wake up with Sophia at night and feed her, and Max was always there, and hanging in with us and everything else. It'd be like 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. And I'd put on, like, I had all of that 70s show recorded because it made me laugh, and Max loved it. This was 2 years old, and he would like the beginning scene. And as soon as it would, like, where they'd go, oh, we're all right. We're all right. And they're in the station wagon.
Yeah.
As soon as it would be over, he'd go, Mom, again? All right in the car? All right in the car?
Man, when
Every time I
kids,
tell that story, he gets mortified. He's
Whenever-
22 now.
whenever kids get fixated on something, it's quite extraordinary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Okay. That's nice. That's a good memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole game, five fucking goals in the second period. Third
Yeah.
period starts. Rem Pitlick, of all people, call up from the AHL waiver wire acquisition, I believe, last year. And my arm's moving again. I don't like that because I fixed it before. And didn't have quite the start that we expected him to, but apparently he's picking it back up because
Yeah.
the game that we're going to talk about after this is really good.
Somebody was saying to me on Twitter that she thought that it affected him negatively to be sent down, maybe.
Who said that?
Mentally. Oh, what's her friend Bonnie? My friend Bonnie on Twitter, Abstan. Because I was just like, Ram, there you are. Where you been? Where you been, bruh? Because he's back to his old self. And so she said that maybe it affected him negatively. But I mean, he was just like, he was a shadow of his former self. We don't know anything, obviously.
I saw the Rocket live, had the pleasure of doing so at the beginning of the month when they went up against the Manitoba Moose.
Yeah.
When they smoked the Moose. And Rem Pitlick had like a 3 or 4 point night in that. Raphael Harvey Pinard, who we were also going to talk about, had a hat trick that night. They looked extraordinary that night. And then Kevin Poulin, who I don't really care about. For reasons undisclosed.
Okay.
So it's 5-2 now, and then Ryan Lomberg's goal into the net past Montembeault, who has been playing a lot of goal lately. I think we mentioned it in the last recording that he played a back-to-back, and then the game afterwards, and blah 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 blah. So good for Monty, who by all accounts is on the up and up. Good for him.
Yeah.
So there's all that. There was that game. Now we're going to get to some news.
Can I mention something briefly in closing
course you
before we
may.
move on to the next game?
Yeah, fuck the refs, by the way. Scumbags.
About the refs.
Yeah, fuck the refs.
Went down a rabbit hole looking at one of Arpin's tweets, or somebody had replied to a tweet of Arpin's, or somebody retweeted, whatever it was. It was where, do you know which one I'm talking about? Where Arpin said, refs really, that really does have to be some accountability system for these referees where they have to explain themselves. And, there's some sort of accountability. And an actual ref replied to him kind of like, well, actually, you don't know what accountability systems we have, and people are human, and blah, 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 blah.
Well, then they should be public.
You're exactly.
You don't know what accountability systems we have. Okay, explain it. Why is it a black hole for how the game's rules are called on the ice? We have no idea. Like, I only found out when we had, did we have Eric Engels on when he said that there's a supervisor of the refs that nobody knows who the fuck it is that talks about this stuff? I had no idea about that. I've been watching hockey for 10, 20 years, give or take. I had no idea that was the fucking case. Oh my God. It's just like, why? I just don't get it. Anyway.
And then it's just more of your theory. I see it now so often, is like, because I'm actually looking for it, where the ref's in the way. The ref got in the way of the puck. The ref got in the way of the player. The ref got and then there's so much stuff that we see that they miss. Why don't they just watch on a camera then?
Yeah.
In a control room.
I just don't get it. I do not get it. I don't get it. I can understand.
Everything is there. The evidence is there.
Yeah.
And the accountability is there.
The way I see it is that I can understand having one official on the ice. But Dave, what happens if a fight breaks out? I don't know. How do other hockey players get on the ice? They move the fucking board and get in there. Jesus. It's such...
Yeah.
Why are linesmen on the ice moving all the time.
No.
You know, you need one linesman on one line on one side of the ice, another linesman on the other side, you know, for the other blue line on the other side of the ice, and that's all they do. They're watching for the offsides. And if they want to look for a penalty while the puck's in their zone, perfect. Great. So there's 2 of them. Hell, you can even have 4 if we really want to spend money, since, of course, with all the money that we're making on the fucking digital boards and the fucking reverse retro jerseys, and now we got the fucking sponsorships on the jerseys, what is the black line for the money here? Are they insolvent? Why? That's a whole capitalist thing, but whatever.
Well, you know how when in your house, if you have a burglar alarm, there's that little invisible light that goes across and knows when you've crossed it?
Yeah,
Do something like that. Do something like that at the blue line. Then you eliminate the offsides. Just let's think outside the box. And we can say, oh, slippery slope, and it's going to be so, so precise. Well, then it's going to be so precise. And people are going to be so precise about not putting themselves offside. It's a learning curve.
It's so ridiculous. It is so
We're all big people.
nuts to me. The whole like thing about, adding technology to it. Now that we're getting into this part of it. So say if we add some sort of laser to the blue line that cuts across the whole thing, a wide thing. So it's like, how they, how Department of Transportation's judge how fast cars are on a road. They like put 2 pieces of rope across the road. You kind of hear the thump thump when you go over them and whatnot. Those are like trackers for how fast cars are going, just to kind of judge.
I didn't know that.
What should the speed limit be here? Or are people excessively speeding all the time? Blah 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 blah. You could sort of kind of have something like that. Put a chip in the puck. It doesn't have to be crazy. Not entirely sure how technology works around rubber. But there's a plenty of electronics that are in rubber these days that just work. Put something in the back of a skate. It's like there's a lot that can happen, but I can see how technically demanding it would be because by and large, technology and water don't mix, and that's a big problem when you're talking about hockey.
True.
However, you can Google anything and you have people whose computers are completely submerged in water, literally, to avoid heat issues and whatnot. They use really specialized distilled water to do all that nonsense. One of these days I want to make one of those, but
it's nuts.
It's difficult, and then you have to worry about like algae and bacteria and shit instead of like dust. So it's like, ew, I don't want to deal with that.
On the other hand,
yes,
if I'm thinking like Gary Bettman, it's like, I think that this kind of thing lends itself to the entertainment factor. Like these motherfuckers, you see them blatantly sometimes just managing a game and just completely, on a dime at changing the course of a game. And those things can be exciting to watch. Those things can be entertaining because of how mad everybody gets and how everybody reacts and all of that stuff. I was thinking on the weekend, like, who likes to watch a 10-1 game? Nobody.
Oh, I do.
I don't.
If the Habs are murdering somebody, I'm all for it. Kill them.
Watch though, right?
I want them to run that score. If it's 25-2, perfect.
Oh yeah, we'll see that one day.
Yeah.
We'll see that one day.
And yeah, the last time the Habs had a double-digit game was against the Panthers. Last game of the season last season.
True. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, there was an interesting little stat that I saw on Scouting the Refs. Incredible Twitter account that have interesting stats according to referees and who's judging games and whatnot. And I just got to find it. I'm scrolling through right now. Because what they do is that they... Where is that? Team records with tonight's refs since 2018. They have like a database of what teams win or lose depending on, what refs that they have. Right. And funny enough, the Leafs and Islanders were tonight, right?
Oh yeah.
With this specific referee team that they had on the ice for that game, the Islanders are 2-8 and the Leafs are 12-6. weird. Leafs won tonight. Leafs are a good team as well. Islanders aren't bad. Yeah, unfortunately, the Leafs, they're a good team. But so Scouting the Refs, at Scouting the Refs, all one word, is a great resource to watch. It's very interesting. It like breaks it down to how often a ref calls a penalty, how often they call a minor, how often they call like a major, all sorts of really, really interesting stuff. I know it's very subjective because the game is the game.
Yeah.
But you can see if you look at extremes, there's some major extremes with some of the refs. That again, like I said, is just really, really interesting. So give them a follow.
Yeah, and the Twitter account has gotten a little bit better too at posting like every game.
Oh yeah,
like so it's like last year, even the year before, like going on there and trying to find where the Habs refs were. It was impossible, but now it's really consistent.
They really upped it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
So now that we got through all that, let's talk about the news that came out before the game against the Panthers. If I'm judging things, yes, the day before the Panthers game. Or actually, this was this is when actually we recorded. Juraj Slafkovsky out 3 months. We already talked about all that. Right. So that's not even the one that really matters. The one that really matters. News came out the day before the game against the Leafs this weekend on Saturday morning. Cole Caulfield to miss the remainder of the season to undergo surgery on his right shoulder. And it's come out since this news that Caulfield has been playing with an injury. Why?
Where did you hear that? I saw some of the usual suspects just kind of
like Eric Engels and Arpon Basu.
Oh shit! Really? Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of.
I couldn't find a source.
Like the blue check mark, the legacy blue check marks, I should say.
Yeah, not the one that they pay for. Pay
Swear
for a
to
blue check mark. My God, that's
God,
like how much you must hate yourself.
I would rather fucking pay for the NHL. Seriously.
I would rather. There's so many more. Like paying for a blue check mark. Like, no.
It could have been. I sent you
Don't
the
give
video.
Elon Musk your fucking money.
I sent you the video last night that I was watching about.
I didn't see it yet. No.
It's good talking about all that stuff. So I'm just going to read verbatim the article about Cole. Medical update for Cole Caulfield. He suffered a season-ending injury in his right shoulder and will undergo surgery in the near future. An update on his recovery period will be issued after the medical procedures. Oh, and also, addendum. Jonathan Drouin has been placed on IR retroactively to January 16th. Of course, this is dealing with freaking moving people up and down. Which meant, because of all this, Alex Belzile gets the call up from the Rocket. Belzile, of course, being the captain of the Rocket, comes up. And so that now brings us to the last game of the weekend before we recorded on Monday, Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, Habs, Leafs at Le Centre Bell on Montreal, Quebec. I wasn't looking forward to hearing about that game, but I was also very busy. I was not able to watch this game, unfortunately.
I watched it.
I was, of course, I was following along on like notifications whenever something came up. Puck drop, Leaf score. Awesome,
amazing. Less than a minute.
That is fantastic. Mark Giordano, of all people, 53 seconds in, assist to Nylander and Matthews.
Yeah.
Austin, that one. First period continues on, and apparently the Leafs were just pummeling the Habs with shots, an absolute pummeling. Which would that makes sense? Leafs are pretty good at this hockey thing. They're third or fourth in the league right now. They have a good record. The Habs do not. So yeah, top teams should be pummeling the lower place teams as one does. And that point was exclamated by Calle Jarnkrok. Calle Jarnkrok, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Assist by Timmins and Marner. Remember that kid. 2-0 Toronto at home at the Bell Center.
That's when I went to the store.
That's when
to the store.
That's when Veronica went to the store. And then the second period happened. Yeah. And things changed.
Immediatement.
The absolutely reviled Josh Anderson that the Leafs Nation absolutely detest. Pots a shot, assisted by Suzuki and Pitlick. Pitlick, whom we have spoken about before. How strange. Great times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Montreal's on the board. 2-1
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
And then we get to halfway through the second period. We have this guy, Raphael Harvey Pinard, streaking in.
He's a beauty.
And I think this must have been the fourth line for the Habs because they were also playing with 11 forwards, short on the top end,
Yeah.
of the usual 12.
Still, yeah.
Still, yeah, they've been playing like this for like a week or two now because of all the injuries. Raphael Harvey Pinard goes to the net, deflects it in, I think off of maybe an initial save or something like that.
Oh no, it was a beauty. It was a beauty. It was made for him. He was at the perfect place
Yeah,
at the perfect time.
with Pizzetta and Belzile.
Yes.
Getting-
Pizzetta
Yep.
falling down with the heroics, and then
Mhm.
that was fun.
Ties it up 2-2. Uh-oh. Weird.
Weird.
Kind of strange for the Toronto Maple Leafs to be tied with the Habs, especially when they don't have Cole Caulfield. Weird. Just absolutely embarrassing, I'd say.
I was not expecting to get humiliated by the Leafs because I don't think that the Habs would allow that. But I was not expecting to win.
No.
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 Third period.
Yeah.
Scoreless. The Habs dug in.
Yeah.
To quote Steve Dangle, abridged quote, I should say. The Habs, they just got fight in them. Something that the Toronto Maple Leafs do not. Interesting.
I think it was our friend Effin Beanie that talked about how as soon as the Habs started laying bodies, the Leafs were just like, oh,
Can't do that.
not us, not us. Wait.
So let's just start playing playoff hockey.
They're so soft. Oh
Mhm.
my God.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 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 mm.
So we go to overtime. Hey, Habs pick up a point against the vaunted Toronto Maple Leafs. We decided to get Rem Pitlick on there with Mike Hoffman and David Savard as the three players on the ice for overtime.
Lovely.
And wouldn't you believe it? Savard to Hoffman, Hoffman to Pitlick. Pitlick gets the goal and
Yes.
simply does not care.
No.
He's like trying to wave down a waiter at a
Yeah.
restaurant. That's his victory celebration right there. Incredible.
I have a
Incredible.
theory about that. I think that by the time that the Habs tied the game, they knew that they were not going to lose to these guys.
Foregone.
That's why everybody was just like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
beat the Leafs again. That's all.
Foregone. A bygone conclusion, I should say.
Foregone conclusion.
Bygone. No, we're going to let bygones be
Foregone.
bygones. I'm going to let my foregons be foregons as well.
So if like a foregone conclusion is something that is already accepted to be a future event, that's a foregone conclusion. So it was a foregone conclusion to the Habs that they weren't going to lose that game. Bygones are things that have happened and we have to forget about them and leave them in the past for our mental health and the good of our relationships.
Mm.
Let bygones be bygones. That means leave the past in the past. But the
Except,
past is not even the past. It's kind of the present too.
except it was 3-1.
Yeah.
That will be a bygone that lives for eternity.
Oh yeah.
It was 2-0.
It was 2-0.
There it is. Habs beat the Leafs.
They didn't
Habs
score again.
top the Leafs. No Cole Caulfield, Slavkovsky, Armia, Gallagher. Fucking they
Byron Gooley.
half of their top forward. Well, maybe 4 or 5 of the players in the forward core are
Mhm.
AHL players. Illinen. He's not. Well, I mean, he's pretty good. I wouldn't say he's
Yeah.
quite NHL ready yet. Evans
No.
out.
Yes.
It's just it was an at what a. Oh, I can't imagine being a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. It's so
No.
embarrassing.
Yes, it's so embarrassing. Do you
So
remember
Embarrassing.
how
All
we
the
were
shit
contemplating.
that is talked, and yet your team continues to suck. It's like a father that says he's gonna stop drinking, and then he continues drinking and loses his job, and you can't have a Christmas.
Well, I mean, you remember how we were feeling when it was 3-1?
Oh yeah, I was apoplectic.
Our fates were right in front of us. I was like, how am I going to live the rest of my life? How
And
am I
then,
gonna live having to listen to those people talk about how they beat us? And then
and Matthews was a -1 in this game.
that's what I was going. He didn't do anything that game, but it's just like, and now we've got that. We've got it was 3-1, and that, my friend, is eternal.
Yep,
That's
that is eternal. That's
eternal.
written in the books of
Yep,
NHL history.
that's the comeback. Anytime a Leafs fan opens their mouth,
It would be
It's eternal.
extraordinary if it's round 1 of the playoffs and it's Leafs Bruins against this Bruins team.
please God.
And unfortunately, the Habs have to deal with this Bruins team tomorrow.
And okay, so I was watching a documentary or whatever,
Mm.
but about how mental the game is for the hockey players. How mental it is. Dude, the Habs have like occupy a lot of real estate over here for the Leafs. If I was the Leafs, I would never let the Habs beat me again, and now they've gone and done it twice this season already.
Oh, that's right. Are the Habs 2-0 against
Yep.
the Leafs this season?
You betcha.
Wow.
2-0.
Imagine.
But they don't have it. They don't have it.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No,
I love
that's just that just mm. Mm-mm-mm.
And I had the old creepos on my Twitter on the weekend. Like, I've got everybody that I've got blocked or muted or whatever. I can't see when they quote tweet me, so I
Mhm.
don't get a notification. I don't see it. But then I saw somebody replying to that, and I was like, what? And oh my God. What
I
is
mean-
it about the iPad?
Apparently it's for old people. Seems rather convenient to me.
I love it. I use it like a laptop.
Yeah,
It's basically a laptop,
basically.
but it drives them crazy. So
Mhm.
man, I'm
Just
gonna
get
keep
a
on
bigger
going.
iPad.
Yeah.
Just like this big, just like a huge canvas tablet, and just do your tweeting with gigantic keyboards on it. Be like, you suck, send.
Well, I've
Idiot.
got my Bluetooth keyboard for it, right? Like, because I'm always typing so much.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, the old, like, they're worse. Like, they come looking for you when they win, but I can't remember the last time they did that.
Yeah. I know. I took it to like 2 accounts over on the Leafs Twitter sphere. Leaf Sing and Austin Powers, which is like a Austin
heavens.
Matthews mixed with Austin Powers like thing, and like that sucks because Austin Powers is actually entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's
it's
so
just
funny.
it makes me so happy when they just break down to like, oh no, this team's a joke and they're dog shit. Yeah, they are softer than dog shit on a hot pavement in the middle of July. So the Habs win. So they went 1-1 over the past since we last recorded, which means if I'm actually looking at the calendar, let's see.
That's the other thing about
Yeah, they're like-
there's quite a few players here that didn't play in that weren't in the Stanley Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
And so, kind of understanding like Jack Guy, I was surprised that he didn't make a name for himself on Saturday night, but like the players who understand what it means to be a Hab, like just like this is a Toronto Maple Leaf at Saturday night in Montreal. So
Habs have to win. Done.
Habs have to win.
Habs have to win.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
There it is. Duh.
Yeah. And the same in the Leafs room. That's what I would be saying. We're never letting these motherfuckers beat us ever again. And they can't do it.
They can't do it.
Nope.
It's embarrassing. Imagine having
can't.
like however much money it is, $50 million in like 3 or 4 players, whatever the math is, and just can't get that extra goal. Who's Montembeault? Oh no. It's not Carey Price anymore, so that can't be an excuse. Maybe
Nope.
David Savard is the excuse. 6 block shots. The most of any team. Actually. Followed
In
by
the NHL on Saturday night?
yeah, on Saturday night, 6 block shots. Followed by Mike Matheson, who has been looking much better. Like he looks like like before when he came back, I was like, oh my God, this guy is costing us games. But now he actually looks, adept at what he does. Except, I forgot to mention this in the game against the Panthers. That reverse hit he leveled Eric Stahl with. Yeah, Eric Stahl, I think, yeah. I mean, he clocked him. And
Former Habs.
there was 4 pairs of eyes from the
For that
officials
reason.
on that hit. And it just... Is there like a rule for a reverse hit that I don't know? Because that is textbook interference. Like
And he was hurt.
he hadn't touched the puck yet. If he touched the puck and then hit him, there's grounds where that's actually legal. I
Yeah.
think maybe, but but how it was developing where he didn't have the puck yet and just cold clocked Stahl. Stahl falls over, gets up, falls over again, and it's just he gets to the bench for a while. Spotter gets him, and then he's back into the game. Are you fucking insane? Jesus Christ. It's so fucking ridiculous. And then there was a boarding at the end of the second period that didn't happen. There were 2, 3 fights. Like Matheson fought, Jack Eye fought, and I don't know if someone else fought actually. Maybe it was just the 2
I can't even
fights.
remember.
It was anarchy because the refs are bad at their jobs.
Yeah.
I was listening to Sergio Momesso. Why was I listening to Momesso? Was he on the call that night? Yeah, I think it was on the video call that night, actually.
He was. Yeah.
That's right. I'm getting days mixed up because I was listening to him on the radio another time. Anyway,
Right.
It was just bad game, awful. Anyway.
Yeah.
The good game against the Leafs, Arbor Jack Guy led the team in... Oh, no, he didn't. Pezzetta led the team... Nope. Tied with... Okay, here we go. Now I actually have it all together here. The Toronto Maple Leafs. Who's Sandin here? Oh, Rasmus Sandin led the team in hits for the Maple Leafs with 3. For the Habs... Pezzetta and Anderson tied for 6 hits each. And Arbor was in second with 4. And then everyone else was 3 or 2. And it's just...
They're
just
Josh
pummeling
Anderson,
them.
he's said it many a time.
Mm.
But he loves to play the Leafs.
Who's that?
Josh Anderson.
Good.
Yep.
Because, well, guess
He
what?
said it
He
more than
scored.
once.
So
Yep.
there it is. Too bad. So
Yep.
sad.
Yep. That's why they hate him. It's delicious.
It is, and it's the best when he scores, and it's the best when he freaking completely levels when they're players legally. It's amazing. Nick Suzuki with 25 minutes time on the ice, which led either team of TOI. Funny enough, Austin Matthews 1951. While Mitch Marner was the most used Leaf offensively with 2304, and Morgan Riley 2451 defense for the Leafs. And for the Habs, none of the defenders got over 24 minutes, but the one that came close was Mike Matheson, followed closely by David Savard with 23 and change, both of them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting. I saw some bitching about how, oh my God, no, you can't overplay Suzuki. Who cares this season? It's just you know what? Fucking fuck off.
Let him
He's
play.
23 years old.
Let him learn.
He's just
He gets injured, he's going to pass.
allow
back.
him
It's fine.
to stand out and come in and make a difference and be the captain. Good heavens.
Yeah, geez. Kid's the captain. Kid's the freaking captain, for God's sake. Least used defenseman was Kovacevic at 1046, and then Alex Belzile on offense 1035. And
Makes sense.
the least used Leaf was Wayne Simmons, 645.
Wow.
Wow,
Ooh,
that's weird.
one of my favorite Leafs accounts.
Oh, actually, more to the time on ice with the forwards. They're down a forward, so it's going to be bloated anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but Active Stick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Active Stick. He I mean, I think it's a he. He just said, if you're not gonna let Wayne Simmons absolutely level somebody, then why are you even playing him?
Oh, yeah. Actually, what a great point. Wayne
You know?
Simmons, he's a body up there, and he can
Yeah.
lay it down.
Yeah.
Why not put physical against physical? Which is weird because Josh Anderson had 18 minutes of ice time, 3 times that of Wayne Simmons. Let's see, Pezzetta, 11:05, more than Zach Aston Reese, more than Wayne Simmons. Just what a weird. That is strange. That is
Right?
strange.
Yeah.
Was he hurt at some point?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't recall. I didn't.
I don't even remember seeing him at all. Although I did go to the store at the end of the first, but I was back for the second period.
Oh, anyways, that was amazing. So
That was it was amazing.
when the overtime goal came in, of course, I get the notification. Where am I? I'm in Montreal. I was not at the game. I was at Igloo Fest. Igloo Fest, for all the Montrealais that are listening to us, is the dance music festival on the pier at the Old Port in Old Montreal. And it was like around -2 Celsius. So it wasn't terribly cold, but we had all our snow gear on. We're just dancing. It was Porter Robinson DJing with Wave Crash opening up for him, which was somebody I didn't know all that well, but it was all fun. So the Habs win it. I'm looking at my phone. I was like, the Habs win. There's a cheer, and we all just kept partying, and there it was. So
It was just a lovely goal. I've rewatched it many times. Just because it was so just watching Hoffman and Pitlick just kind of in unison, like a dance couple, Hoffman was like, obviously I'm going to be passing it to Rem. So let's go.
yeah,
was
Rem.
What a snipe.
Rem is such an interesting player to watch too, because when he's off, but holy shit, when he is on, that guy is it's a bit of a mixed bag, but right now if he's on, play him.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they're going to do against the Bruins tomorrow, but
Oh shit, son.
I have no idea.
I'm not missing that game.
It is crazy. I'm going to I'm just going to double check something here while I'm looking at things. Of course, the fucking NHL website. Jesus Christ.
Ay.
It's
Don't
always
get me
just
started.
No, I didn't want that. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. The Bruins are 37-5-4. 37 wins, 5 losses. They are 46 games in. They have lost 5 games and lost in overtime in 4 of them. They have a plus
Incredible.
81 goal differential. They are the least scored on team in the National Hockey League. It eclipses. They have 96 goals against. The second best team at that has 121 goals against, and that's New Jersey. So that's
Are
a
we gonna
difference
get
of
all those-
40. 40 goals. It's crazy. That's a lot.
How many how is it possible that we haven't even seen Boston yet this season?
Schedules are always so strange. I
And
do
it's just,
not
and
know.
it's gonna be it's gonna be Boston all the way to the end probably.
Yeah, probably.
And Leafs too. That's only the second time we played them. Usually it's 4 or 5 times.
Yep. No, it's true. It is true.
Yeah.
Now, compared to the Habs, give me a moment here. Where are they? Nope. There. So, Boston, like I said, the plus 81, while the Habs, for goal differential, the Habs are a minus 46.
Well, when you lose 7-1, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, whatever,
Yeah.
for enough
Granted.
games.
The worst
That-
team in that column, though, has a minus 86, and that's the Anaheim Ducks, and they're not even last place anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, barely. Columbus is now the worst team in the league.
Like by a lot.
No,
I haven't-
not point wise. So point wise,
Well,
if we're looking at this stuff.
just really, really bad. Kind of like, like nobody's going to catch them.
Well,
Kind of
no. Right now, the
in the
race
race for Bedard.
the race for the bottom right now is Columbus, Anaheim, and Chicago because they're
Yeah.
all within 2
Not
points
even
of each
Ottawa?
other.
Like there are teams worse than Ottawa. That's hard to imagine. That's
The
all I ever
Habs have
see is how the Ottawa is losing all the time.
The Habs have the same points as Ottawa at 43. Habs and Ottawa are
Well, I
even
know that.
Steven.
I know that the Habs are bad, but it just seems like every time I turn on, like I don't follow Ottawa at all, but
Mhm.
when I do see on Sports Center, it's Ottawa's always losing.
It is such a strange thing, and Brian Wild had a great tweet about it just recently too. I'll have to dig it up if I can do that quickly. Where was that?
Yeah.
Where was that? He was saying, "Oh God, this is gonna be very difficult to find." Where was it? Where was it? Where was it?
In one of his articles or in a tweet?
In a tweet that he put out.
Well, he doesn't do too many tweets, so it should be
Yeah. How am I going?
like, I mean, he's not like a crazy tweeter.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna look on his timeline. It's so much easier. I thought I liked it, but meh. Okay. Yes,
on his
actually, that
timeline.
was much easier. He says, okay. In regards to, okay, he quote tweeted something from John Rodenberg saying, TSN JR. So I haven't heard about him, but he must be a TSN guy, of course.
Yeah.
Sens are 20, 23, and 3 after 46 games for 43 points. That's this season. Last year, after 46 games, so the same amount of games, they were 17, 25, and 4 for 38 points. So to reiterate, this season, 43 points. Last season, 38 points. Not a big difference, really.
No.
That's a difference of 5 points. So it's
Yeah.
like, what, 2 or 3 wins? Brian Wild says, incredible. The talent level jump for this result. This might be the saddest thing in the NHL. Giroux, DeBrincat, Pinto, Sanderson.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, they have like actual like players on their team,
Yeah.
and they're essentially the same team as last year. And then he goes on to say it's a travesty, and it goes on to say the Habs are icing the Laval Rocket and are tied with Ottawa, and also playing with a forward less than they are accustomed to.
Very good point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's like what was the explanation for that?
Sen's gonna send.
Remember that story that I told about the vampires, about how they bury vampires face down?
Oh yeah, so they can not.
They just dig deeper if they wake up
Oh, that's funny.
when they're trying to dig themselves out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just dig themselves deeper.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sense.
Yup, that's weird.
Yeah. Sorry.
If they get Bedard, it will be the worst thing in
I was
natural
just
history of.
Max to Max on the weekend.
Ugh.
That would be the worst thing that could happen.
That and the Blackhawks.
But I mean, that's what we said about Toronto.
Yeah.
If they get Matthews, oh God.
I was actually happy that they got Matthews too. In 2015, I was like, man, good for them. And now, never again.
No, I was
Never.
not happy for them at all.
Yeah.
That's all that's all they talk about. Saturday night, it's really funny because I said, I'm going to watch Sports Center because I want to see, like, I don't usually watch Sports Center, the highlights after the game.
Yeah.
But I recorded it particularly because I wanted to see what Sheldon Keefe said, because
Huh.
Sheldon Keefe, like, what can you say now at this point? Like, he cannot beat the Habs.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they didn't show any of that on Sports Center. You know that if the Leafs had beat the Habs, they would have had a 1 hour full panel analysis about, everything that Austin Matthews but no, they just basically showed the highlights and that was it. Bye.
Wow, that's.
What I was watching on Saturday night, and I watched the Oilers Canucks game after that.
Oh. How are the Canucks?
Well, they lost. but we were just kind of, I really like, Pedersen, obviously, I really, really like, but Kuzmenko, he's a very good young player and had a goal. I like everything about him when I see that kid play. But
Nice.
anyway, it was at the end of that game that the crowd started chanting Bruce, there it is, which is their chant. And he stayed out. He stayed, you know how the coach usually just goes right into the room. He stayed out there. He became emotional, and then he, kind of just walked down the hall, and that was it. And it was there was a conversation in After Hours on HNIC After Hours that night.
Ooh.
Elliot Friedman and David Amber, the goalie, who I forget what his name is, and they were basically talking about the treatment of Bruce Boudreau and how it was, it's just kind of so disgraceful. Like people have been very vocal, and prominent voices have been very vocal about how disgraceful this whole thing has been towards Bruce Boudreau. And they were reporting that he was going to be fired on Monday. They just did it on Sunday, ripped off that Band-Aid and finally took care of it. But it was really quite something to see him be that vulnerable in that moment.
You remember when we saw Bruce Boudreau at the draft and we were like, that is like the coolest guy I've seen today.
Did we see him at the draft?
Yeah, he was like walking down one of the, at the Bell Center. I think we saw him for like a second. He was like just going down one of the sections, I think. I'm pretty sure it was him. Not too many people can be Bruce Boudreau.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
Damn.
I remember seeing the other guy from Pittsburgh with the white hair, the executive. Fuck, what's his name?
Jesus. No idea. From Pittsburgh? White hair?
Pittsburgh Penguins, white hair, with the tie. He would never do it. Lots of people hate him. You know his name.
Is he a coach?
No, he's executive. He's not the GM. Brian Burke.
Who?
Brian Burke. He walked past us when we were at
Oh no, am I getting him mixed up?
The pub.
Yeah.
The pub
Oh
on
no.
Mountain
Oh,
where
that's
we
right.
went.
And you spoke to him about the friend you know, and yeah, okay,
Yes.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
I'm
just
like, hey, I'm best friends with so and so, and he's like, she's a nice lady.
yeah, we know people. We name drop every once in a while. They like us. These people that we name drop, they love it when we talk
But
about.
I'm not going to just let him walk by without saying something to him.
Yeah. Brian Burke. Huh?
Oh yeah, Berkey.
That was funny. Now I remember. That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we saw Bruce Boudreau though at the Bell Center. Like, hey,
It's possible.
There's one of the
We
coolest-
saw
there's one of-
lots of people.
that's one of the coolest.
We
people
saw
around.
like famous people, like Sean
Mhm.
Campbell.
Mhm. It's still John.
It's still John. I'm still John.
I'm
Or is
still
it? It's
John.
still John.
Is it still John? I'm not sure.
I don't
now.
remember.
Great
He's so
guy, though.
funny. So funny.
But yeah, so let's see. All right, we got 7 minutes.
Okay.
What else is going on? So yeah, Bruins tomorrow. That's gonna be a freaking. Oh shit! I can't even watch that game.
Oh
I'll be
no.
playing, I'll be playing my own brand of hockey. Last
Okay.
game. Last regular season game for my beer league, and then we get into the playoffs. And that's gonna be. Let's see how that goes. But let's see. So. Yeah.
So
that's it.
yeah, all I'm hoping for now is please no grave injuries and just play like you mean it.
If someone is injured, sit him. Why was Cole playing through an injury? Don't get it.
Well, that I don't know.
That is it. It's like, and it even goes with what Mitch Melnick said when we were talking about it last week. Why has been the messaging about all the medical updates so fucking weird?
Yeah.
People clamored for more information. They got it, and now it's not as accurate. Granted, somebody can say, well, they were never accurate about the Carey Price injury. Well, it's like, okay, well, this is a new regime. So, don't know.
No.
Don't know. Unless you're there,
Yeah, there
you
has to be.
don't
Yeah.
know.
There has to be some. There has to be a better way. But I don't. The Cole Caulfield news was really shocking.
Yeah. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck happened? Because I'm like, wasn't he playing a game yesterday and he played the whole thing?
Well, and you know, in our Discord chat,
Mm.
our Discord group there, I woke up on Saturday and it said whoever it was that like the bot that sends out the, notifications or whatever,
Mm.
it said Coke out for the season. I was like, Coke out for the season?
Mm.
What does that even mean? Anyway, then I went about my life and then I saw the news. You guys sent it to me.
Yeah. I was sleeping
Shocking.
when that came out. Yep. Oh yeah, Martin St. Louis was at McLean's tonight. Me and a bunch of people. So yeah, you can look at McLean's McLean's Twitter account. I think isn't it just McLean's Pub
Yeah.
on Twitter? Also, yep, McLean's Pub on Twitter. Check them out. Lovely people, friends of the podcast. Very, very
Yes,
great.
yeah.
So I think Martin was just watching some football, I think. Could be wrong. Wait, Monday night? No, I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
So we know he likes to go to McLean's Pub and he likes to go to the pub that we went to.
Yeah,
On
that
Mountain.
other place. That was nice.
Yeah.
It was
Ye
nice.
Old Orchard. Yeah, it was nice. We closed the
Yeah.
place down.
I'd love to check out that place on the inside, even though the terrace was very nice. Even though it was
Yeah,
hot.
it was a must that night.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, inside it's kind of they've redone it since the last time that I was there before that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there used to be like it was like a real like cavernous kind of cavey kind of feel inside.
Mm-hmm,
Very low ceilings and
Oh yeah, very brickwork everywhere.
Yeah.
Must be
Yeah.
an old building, man. It's Montreal.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
yeah, it's cool.
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
It was for
That was
football.
that was the place for the venue for the very first meetup that I had with Habs fans,
Oh, nice.
like from Twitter. Oh, years. Fuck, how long ago? Before Robbie. So like
Mhm.
2008, 2009, something like that.
That was
That's a long
like
time
the
ago.
beginning of Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. That was
That's
the
when Twitter
beginning.
was good. You remember
It's when
that?
Twitter was lovely.
Mhm.
We all loved each other. Oh, and we had this community, and it was great. It really was.
And
There
then
was like 50 people there,
Mhm.
and we went. We just rented out the back room. It was a Montreal game. They were playing in Toronto, so we just watched the game at the pub, and had a big. That's where I met Kuyas for the first time.
Yeah.
My friend from Montreal there
Hmm.
that walked with us to the draft.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, my friend Michael.
That was it was all very cool.
Yeah, that's when it was nice.
And then
Now
they
it's a
fucked it up.
toxic Pit.
Yeah, now it completely sucks.
Yeah.
Well, completely sucks. Let's make a For You and following tab that always defaults to the For You thing. So
Yeah.
and now I can't just swipe over to switch over to the Happy Hour account. Now I have to swipe twice because of this fucking thing that you could just set as default before. But now that Elon is fucking billions of dollars in debt from this acquisition, now he has to force people to engage with things that they don't want to. It is so against the morality of software engineering
Yeah.
social media sites. And
He's
most
basically
websites. It's so-
controlling what we see.
Yeah.
Like after all of this free speech and all this blah blah blah, the government control, he's now controlling what we see. When I go to that For You tab, when I'm looking at it, first of all, it's just like, what the fuck is this? It's like, tweets are eight
Who the fuck
hours
is this?
old.
Yeah.
And you know what else? I've got fucking Ted Cruz there. I've got fucking Elon Musk. I've got all these assholes who I deliberately do not want to see when I go to Twitter. And now it's in my For You tab. Like, what a troll. What
Yeah,
an
he's just a
idiot
piece
troll
of
this
shit.
awful
The
man is.
sooner he burns alive in one of his Teslas, the better. My
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
so awful. Ugh.
Chelsea Handler, she was really good. She had some good words to say about Elon Musk the other day.
Good.
Watch
that video tonight, by the way.
Bad words.
Yeah.
I will. But yeah, so that's that fucking now it's awful. It used to be cool. And then it sort of got, there was kind of like the analytics civil war.
Oh yeah.
Remember-
Well, that's going to go on forever. That will never be resolved until the NHL
Not as bad as it used to
standardizes
be.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. In the old
Until
days.
advanced analytics is peer reviewed,
Yeah.
open source, then it's just bullshit. It's a grift until then. I don't care who
Yeah.
the fuck they are. I don't care if it's who the hell am I trying to think? I don't care if it's the guys that make the war graph. I don't care if it's the guys that do the goals for and against average bar graphs of everybody. It's just it is a grift until their shit is open source and peer reviewed.
Remember how Corsi? People were killing each other over Corsi.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody talks about Corsi anymore.
Yeah, nobody talks about Corsi anymore. Like, who the fuck cares about Corsi? And Corsi is like almost the new plus minus, for God's sake.
Exactly.
So nuts. It's so
People
stupid.
were, yeah.
God. And
Oh my
the reason people
God.
are so, adamant about it is that, number one, they can't be wrong because they're men. And two,
No. Yeah.
like, I wonder if I'm being sexist right now and I'm trying to think of like a lady that is like a diehard advanced analytics person. And I can't think of one.
Well, but I mean, I have those people muted and everything anyway. Like, I don't.
But like they're all dudes.
Yeah. Like, I know that Laura Saba, she's a devotee, but I don't know if she is, or at least, she has a very healthy respect for all things analytics. When we were both over at Habs Eyes on the Prize.
Okay.
But like, she's not like a source.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, I don't think you're being sexist at all. I can't think of anybody.
All right, I'll have to find something else to be sexist about then. Dishes. When are they going to get done? All right, that's it for us tonight. We're actually out of time.
Yeah. And I am starving.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm here.
Oh yeah, I could eat too. What did I eat?
Oh,
what
I'm
did I have
so
for dinner?
hungry.
I had some
think I'm-
Panera. I just had like Panera earlier. I had soup because it was snowing buckets here today.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like fucking snow. School's
Yeah.
closed. Everything. Working from home, of course I work, but still, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll
Yeah.
get a late night snack for something
Yeah.
and watch that
Yeah.
video. It's good.
I'm going to. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Beth had to bail because her internet was being shitty today, which
Yeah.
happens. It's okay. And that's it. So thank you everyone for listening. Subscribe if you want to, like it if you want to. I guess we don't make any money.
Tell
out
your
doing this
friends.
shit. Tell your friends
Tell your friends.
if you want to.
We don't have any Leafs fans watching this episode.
No, we can't because we're
we
just too
won't.
mean to them all the time because we're correct. Pissants. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Ooh,
Yes.
sweating. Holy shit.
Are you hot?
Oh my god, yeah, I put the heat on. This really